Well, Lesley, welcome to SCAD Lacoste, and congratulations on being our 2023 Étoile Award winner.
Thank you.
You're joining us here in the picturesque south of France for our Lacoste Film Festival. And you had a chance to walk around a little bit. What do you think of our little idyllic village?
It's so beautiful. I mean, little cobbled streets, hills, windy corners. You go around a corner and there's this amazing view of the whole of the Luberon Valley. And it really is beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful place to come.
In honor of your career, we are screening Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. And it's truly the most heartfelt, charming film I've seen in a long, long time. What are some of the lasting memories of shooting this film?
You know, my sort of executive producing role on it, I wanted to have a hand in some of the casting and some of the creatives, the director of photography, and I did. So that was terrific. It was a wonderful film to shoot. You know, one of the first things an actor does is have lots of costume fittings, and of course we had the multi-Oscar winning Jenny Bevan doing the costumes. One of the most important things for me that she had to do was work out how Mrs. Harris looked day to day. You know, here's this woman it's post-war London. There's not a lot of money, there's not a lot of fabric around, everybody's making do with what they've got. And so what a really good costume designer will do is they are telling the story of your character through clothes. The little aprons and the hat that Ada Harris wears when she goes off to do her cleaning jobs.
The small touches.
The small touches, yeah. They are as informative as when she puts the wonderful Dior gown on at the end of the film.
I'm sure you're familiar with the Dior Museum in Paris. What do you think most people don't know about the couture process?
I think maybe a lot of people don't know that Dior was an exclusive house. You did have to have a lot of money to go and have something made. And a bit like Ada Harris, when she goes to the Dior show, she's surprised that all the dresses aren't there in multiple sizes and you just pick it up and go home with it in your suitcase. That aspect of the story is in some sense true because Dior were struggling after the war. And they did need to stop being so exclusive because they needed to make money. And they finally did that by making clothes that were off the rail. You could go in and buy, and then they did start creating lipsticks and perfumes, so that the theory being that every woman could have a bit of Dior in her life, no matter what her budget was.
You've long been advocating for substantial leading roles for women actors, and that's what I hope for our SCAD students, is to have the same longevity and success you've enjoyed.
The actors around now, like Imelda Staunton and Helen Mirren, you know, we did theatre, and that's where you learn to stand on your own 2 feet. You know, you've got to make a scene work. It's down to you. And yes, you're directed, but every night after night, you're on your own.
Yes.
So I think that was the greatest kind of learning start for me. And it was always peppered with, you know, some television for the BBC. And so I think it's important to say to actors, you know, push yourself to play somebody outside of your comfort zone. And observe people. Always have your antennae on the go.
Yes.
I love going on the train in London and just watch people.
Me too.
You know, it's great. And it's not like you need to watch and make notes. It's all going in somehow or other. And then you remember little bits of, I remember that woman on the train and she did that strange thing. You know, you remember little nuggets of people's characteristics, and they're all there for the taking. You know, we've got a whole world peopled. Just watch them and use them in your work.
Yes, and you do that so beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
You worked with SCAD graduate Kaylee Carter in Let Him Go, and today you taught a master class to some of our current students. What invigorates you about working with young actors at the start of their careers?
Yeah, I like working with young people because I want to set a good example. I don't want them to watch more established actors and think, oh, they're having a tantrum today. Oh, so that's okay to have tantrums. On The Crown, it feels like every single department is at their best. You know, you've got set designers that are just doing the most extraordinary work. You know, costume and hair and makeup. I mean, unbelievable levels of detail and perfection. So, you know, you want to let young people see that everyone's working their best here.
Yes.
So you need to come, and you might get it wrong, that doesn't matter, but you've got to come and be prepared to actually properly put in the work. But I think too many young people now just think, oh, I want the glory, I want the front covers of the magazines, I want the red carpet. So that you think, you're kind of thinking about this in the wrong way. You might get that, but anyone can walk on a red carpet in a scanty dress and get some attention. What you want to get the attention for is the work.
Yes.
So let your work speak for itself. Then, you know, you can walk on a red carpet and go, yeah, I've earned this. You know, you're not just there to make the photographers happy.
Phenomenal advice. Well, it's been such a pleasure to get to know the person behind so many standout performances that I admire so much. Thank you so much for being here with us at the Licorice Film Festival.
Well, honestly, truthfully, I love speaking to young people, and it's always good to do that, but to come to somewhere as beautiful as Licorice as well as part of the bargain has been an absolute treat.
Thank you.
Thank you.